Hi guys, it's me Lewis, and today I'm here to do a rant video, which, yes, it has been quite a while since I last did one of these, on none other than Disney being a dying empire and why I'm glad it is. But before we get into the main topic itself, I want to let people know that that I'm doing, well, I've been doing this quite some time now, that I'm doing some full soundtracks of retro video games. So if you got any requests that you like to put out for me, go to my community section on my channel. It'll have all the information you need. So yeah, you'll see what you need to do from there. So without further ado, let's get into the video itself. So where do I start off with Disney? Well, of course we need to rewind the clock back to obviously back in the early not early, but the late 1920s, sorry, of where Disney began. Of course, Walt Disney himself created his first ever animation, being Steamboat Willie, and of course it was a huge success. And eventually, over time, he obviously created little animated shorts to obviously entertain people of all ages. I guess is the best way to say it. However, his first ever featured film, which turned out to be a massive success, even though critics back then claimed it was going to be a failure, was none other than Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And eventually, after that, they began making all kinds of different animated films based on actual fairy tales that are available to the public domain, or they created their own original shit. However, of course, the 90s was at its peak for the company, even after when Walt Disney died, because of course they were putting out success after success after success, like from The Lion King, Hercules, Tarzan, all that shit was becoming a massive success for the company. But during the early to mid 2000s, when Bob Iger came along, that's when the company was slowly going down the shitter. Now, of course, for me as a kid, I didn't really think too much of it, because when they first bought out Marvel, again, I didn't think too much of it at all, because they were putting out successful films like Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, the Avengers, Phase 1 and 2, Marvel Cinematic Universe, successful films that basically topped up both Marvel and Disney's income, right? It was doing well for both sides. But of course, as time went on, it made me think to myself, hang on a minute, are they seriously going to be doing the whole fucking IP farming bullshit? Because it turns out that was true when they bought out Lucasfilm and along with their properties. And I kept on warning Star Wars fans and Indiana Jones fans, Disney is going to fuck up these two IPs along with Willow, and of course. Both fan bases laughed at me. I was typing on fucking forums, don't fucking buy this whole fucking Disney bullshit. They're going to fuck it up. And tons of Star Wars fans, tons of Indiana Jones fans were laughing at me. They were literally saying, what the fuck are you talking about, Lewis? Get the fuck out of me, you don't know shit. But of course, when The Force Awakens and of course the most hated one out of all of them, The Last Jedi, came out, that was when people went back to me and said, oh shit, Lewis, you were right about that stuff. And I was like, yeah, no shit. But now you're thinking to yourselves, people who are watching this video, why didn't I do a rant video about this like years ago? Why didn't I make a warning telling people Disney's gonna fuck this up? Sorry to apologize. Because even after the whole announcement of them, pumping out not only films and TV shows of the franchise, the reason why I didn't say shit about it is because I knew more and more people on YouTube were going to come after me. People were going to start disliking my fucking videos and pressuring me to fucking delete it. And therefore, I had no fucking choice but to stay fucking silent, because I knew for a fact that the Star Wars fan base is passionate. I'm not denying that. They are passionate fucking people, but at the same time, back then, they were quite vicious to an extent. However, with the whole Disney fuck-up debacle that's happened, that's practically killed both franchises, being, of course, Indy and Star Wars, Of course, now you have, the fan base, 90% of it, literally going after Disney now for what they've done, and of course, Disney tried to redeem themselves with The Mandalorian, but But when Gina Carano started speaking her mind on Twitter, of course Disney threw a fucking temper tantrum and forced her to fucking apologize. Which of course her response was, no, fuck off. I'm not fucking apologizing to a bunch of whiny fucking crybabies at your fucking company who only care about their sexuality and their porn addiction. Which of course is a big problem within the company itself, besides Hollywood, of course. But time after time, during the late 2010s and of course going forward into the 2020s, people like me have been telling companies like Disney to fucking stop. We have told them to stop pumping this fucking bullshit in our fucking films, because the problem that lies within Hollywood, especially with all these industries as well that kind of share this same fucking agenda, is that they don't just have a fucking ego problem. They also have a sexuality and sex addiction problem. Because of course Disney's leaked video with that one executive basically admitting that they have the not so gay agenda bullshit going on at the company, which again doesn't surprise me in the slightest. It really shows just how much they slowly started to hate their own audience. They fucking hate the families, they hate the children. All they care about is their own bloody selfish benefits. And again, they told that same audience that built them up, that made them fall in love with their shit to begin with, they told them to fuck off. They told them to fuck off, and guess what? They fucked off and found entertainment elsewhere. Because now you've got shit like the Daily Wire taking advantage of that opportunity and going far lengths to show Disney, guess what, motherfuckers? We're making more money than you, bitch. And guess what? They're doing that shit. Disney is in a fucking panic and they're bleeding money. And thank fucking God they are, because what scared me with the whole idea of them buying out IPs, which by the way, that's not a fucking prediction, by the way. That is a fact. Their original plan was to buy out everything. And I don't just mean all fucking all entertainment studios in Hollywood. I'm talking from car manufacturers, phone manufacturers, the video game industry, to be exact, and possibly the U.S. fucking government. But now, since they're bleeding fucking money, they're now begging. Apparently, from what I've been told, they are begging the U.S. government to buy them out. Which of course those politicians are telling them to fuck off. Because they're fucking worthless now. Because they brought on these fucking pitiful losers who throw temper tantrums if their projects suck. And guess what? It has fuck all to do with sexism or racism or anything along those lines. It's to do with the fact that your IP is shit. Your project is fucking garbage. It doesn't resonate with the audience. That's why it fails. Like take a look at the recent Marvel film, aka the Marvels. That was a full blown colossal failure. No one gives a shit because they've ran that franchise into the fucking ground. People like me have been telling Disney, just stick to phase 1, 2, and 3. Wait 10 or 15 years and then reboot it all over again. And you'll be, and guess what? That's what they should have fucking done. But they didn't. They fucking didn't. They kept on going. They kept on pumping out all these stupid fucking shows and films that nobody fucking wanted. She-Hulk, for example, was basically a massive fuck you to not only She-Hulk fans, but a massive fuck you to women as well. Because my wife, unfortunately, what's that show? Probably God bless her fucking soul for that shit. And she fucking told me that the reason why she wanted to watch it is see how bad it was. And when I got back from visiting a friend of mine, she told me that the entire show was literally just a fucking therapy session for the writers. And that's another thing I want to point out too, though, is that it's not just an ego problem for these writers and directors who are working on these projects on not just in Disney but also in Hollywood and also in the video game industry in general. But it's also the fact that they've got this sexuality and sex addiction problem, because that's all they focus on. It's all about focusing on, making everyone gay, making everyone lesbian, so on and so forth. Just like that fucking South Park episode that fucking dropped bombshells on them. Especially towards Kathleen Kennedy. Make it a woman, make her lame, make her gay. That's precisely what they're doing, and South Park pointed that shit out, and I'm glad they fucking did. And again, Gina Carano, yet again, was not the only one who dropped bombshells on Disney. In fact, she wasn't dropping bombshells. She called in a fucking airstrike. She went back on Twitter exposing so much shit about the company because because again, she's not afraid anymore. She's working with indie studios to actually keep her career going. And my response is good. Keep that shit up. That's great, because guess what? Independent entertainment is on the fucking rise, and it's doing absolutely fantastic. And when it comes to the mainstream, especially from the video game side of things, from the latest Star Wars Jedi Order game, or what the fuck that was made by EA, that turned out to be a colossal failure. The Disney Speedstorm, the free-to-play racing game, may be doing well, but it ain't gonna fucking last long. And of course, we have Insomniac's Spider-Man 2, which, of course, that turned out to be a success in sales, but a colossal failure for actual people who actually wanted good enjoyment from a video game. Because it was a mix of two different things: political propaganda and just boring ass fucking story and gameplay. And to be fair, looking at that footage, I can see why. And what's worse is that when it comes to the whole political propaganda bullshit being shoved down our throats, what these companies and these corporations don't seem to fucking realize is that all this shit is being archived. They don't realize that. And within the next 30 or 35 years down the line, that particular generation is going to look back at that shit and say to themselves, holy fuck, these companies had some serious fucking issues. Holy fuck. It was all about just politics this, politics that, yada yada yada. That was all it fucking was. And even people who are in same-sex relationships are getting sick to death of Disney's bullshit. And especially with Hollywood themselves, because, again, people like me have told people like them to fucking stop. We've told them to stop with this fucking bullshit. Put out good entertainment, and maybe, just maybe, you might win us back. Maybe. But the thing is, though, Disney kept on going with that. They didn't stop doing that. And now look at them. They're bleeding money. They have to fucking cut back on tons of jobs, and tons of fucking projects have been fucking cancelled on the spot. And I'm honestly surprised that the Snow White remake hasn't been fucking cancelled yet, despite the fact that not only is it Snow White and the fucking seven magical creatures that was leaked but soon turned into god awful CGI dwarfs, but Rachel Zegler herself kept on running her fucking mouth, and of course we all know how that went down. But what's even more ironic is that, again, the Daily Wire is taking advantage of that opportunity. They are not only putting out shows for kids that stay apolitical, but you also have their version of Snow White and the Evil Queen staying true to the original Grimm's fairy tale, which of course that in of itself basically shows you that they have got a more advantage of winning than what Disney is putting out today. And again, as much as I fucking hate saying this, yes, it's sad to see a successful company like Disney go down the fucking toilet. But then again, big corporations end up as fucking husks either way, and it's fucking terrifying at most. But at the same time, I'm glad that they are a dying empire, because I do not want them buying out every fucking thing out there across the globe. Alright guys, that's all our time for, so don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what are your thoughts on the current situation with Disney. Are you happy that they're dying? Are you sad that the company is on the brink of death? Are you looking forward to Daily Wire's Snow White and the Evil Queen? So do let me know in the comments. Okay guys, peace out.